there's a lot of amazing companies, but the fact is I'm more comfortable like with WWE. I've seen it growing up. I've been around it growing up. I know what to expect, whereas maybe with other companies I don't really know what to expect.
We know about your Canadian upbringing. We know about your Italian roots. But tell us about the Pakistani side of your family. Have you been to
Yes.
this part of the world yet?
Not yet. I have lots of family in Pakistan. My cousin, he goes all the time. I haven't been. I was supposed to go. So my mom's father, my grandpa, his name, rest in peace, grandpa. I love you so much. His name is or was Kamal Akbar Ali, and he was born in Pakistan. Well, I guess it was India at the time, and he lived in Lahore. And then he moved to Canada when he was about 30 years old. And he was the first Pakistani judge or Southeast Asian judge in Canada.
Wow.
And he was a citizenship court judge. And my grandpa was a very well spoken, very loving man. Um, Honestly, I love my grandpa so much, and he passed away a few years ago from lung cancer. Smoking is very bad. um, but yeah, so I have lots of family in Canada and still in Pakistan and in England, and a lot of people don't know that about me, but some people they ask me because I think it's my eyes. I think my eyes. People say like, "Are you Indian? Are you Pakistani?" I say, "Yep, quarter."
Once you
So
mentioned it, it's a lot more obvious. But yeah, I mean, initially I couldn't tell at all. So, as you can probably tell, I mean, I don't have an athletic bone in my body, but I was I was around at the WWE tryouts in India, and I
Oh,
mean, they are something else. I mean, having been part of one yourself, I mean, can you take our audience down that path and explain to them what a tryout is actually like?
absolutely. So you got to be prepared for a physical element. So you need to make sure you are in good athletic shape and ring shape because you're doing exercises like, sit-ups, push-ups, um, burpees and running and lifting. So you need to make sure that your body is trained. And then you're doing stuff in the ring, running the ropes, doing different drills. Having a match was one of the components of my tryout. So you need to make sure that you know how to have a match, you know how to tell a story, and that you can run those ropes for a very long time because that's not something you don't want to be the first one to stop. um, and then, of course, with what comes with the wrestling, the skills on the mic. So you get an opportunity to speak and show how comfortable you are in front of a camera. And you meet a lot of really nice people that are also wrestling, and it's a good way for you to see how you compare to people who want to pursue the same thing as you, and maybe you can get inspired from it. Like for me, it was very inspiring to see people from all over Canada who were so passionate about wrestling, and seeing what their strong parts were, maybe what they could improve, how I could improve, what my strong parts were in relation to that. But more than anything, it just really, the whole entire experience was so, I would say, magical, and it felt so surreal. And I really, really just felt more inspired to work hard and to get there. Like that's where I want to go. That's my end goal. Um, Obviously that is my end goal, but only time will tell. I have to put forth my biggest effort. And there's a lot of amazing companies, but the fact is I'm more comfortable like with WWE. I've seen it growing up. I've been around it growing up. I know what to expect, whereas maybe with other companies I don't really know what to expect or what it's like. So to me, because my dad was at WWE for so long, to me it feels more like a home company. Like I
Right.
feel comfortable. So I hope that it's in my future. I really hope so. That'd be amazing.
But I think he was an impact also for a little bit, at least for not maybe as a wrestler, but he made a few cameos and stuff. So I mean, if Impact or AEW was on the horizon for you, I mean, I'm guessing you'd say yes.
Oh, absolutely. There is no opportunity in this business that I would turn down, because that would be silly. That would be silly to turn anything down, if wrestling is what I want to do, and it is, any opportunity I have, I'm thankful for, I'm grateful for, and I'm going to take it, because I want to learn and I want to grow and I want to improve, and I want to see how far I can take this, and hopefully to the top.
Fantastic. And what was that one match which you saw and you're like, I want to do this for the rest of my life?
Ooh, you know what? That's a good question. Because there's been so many matches, that I've seen throughout my life, like from, being a very young girl, going to independent shows, to, being in Japan, to OVW, to television. There's been so many matches. Hmm. You know, one thing, okay. So we had a coach at Battle Arts, Toi Yuki Ishikawa, and he trained in Japan. He actually trained like Asuka, I believe. And like Battle Arts in Canada was actually named after Battle Arts in Japan. And that's the dojo that my dad trained when he was in Japan. So, Toy sent me some videos, maybe like when I was just starting out, to show me the old Battle Arts style, the women's wrestling that was done there. And I remember, like, these are like Japanese, like strong style matches, and these girls are just laying into each other with kicks and arms, and it looked so vicious and so ferocious. And I remember he said to me, in the message, he goes, if Asuka's in this at the end, and she was wrestling under a different name, but seeing where she started, and seeing, oh, here she wasn't Asuka yet. Here she was training with somebody that, I know. And like, wow, look now where she is. And that was really inspiring for me to see, where she started out, where she is, that style of fighting, how ferocious it is. And that really made me feel like, wow, women's wrestling, again, I got goosebumps. Women's wrestling is so powerful, and it has so much potential for me, like for me to grow, seeing how she grew like that. So that for me was inspiring, and kind of just something that said, put the work in and you can do it too. um so that was I definitely think that was probably one of the more memorable moments when it came to me wrestling, and how I felt about my journey was watching that match.
It's very interesting you bring that up because I mean, you brought up the entertainment aspect at the beginning, and now you bring up the more, the hardcore style of fighting, so to speak. Which aspect appeals to you more?
That, I have to say the fighting aspect.
Okay.
And it's because it's something that I hold really close to my heart. It's something about the passion of competition, about the dedication, the determination, the strength, the struggle. And that's what life is. There's always going to be obstacles, and you can't let anything stop you. You can't let anything tear you down. Any obstacle that stands in your way, it's an opportunity to bring it down and to win, to triumph. And life is all about overcoming and growing and learning. And to me, that's something that means so much to my heart, is for every single human on earth, we all have our own battles, and we all need to be strong and believe in ourselves and overcome things. So that's what I love about fighting, and that's what I love about sport, is that when you feel like you've been knocked to the ground, you never give up, and you always keep pushing and keep pushing, and even if you lose, you never gave up. And to me, that's something that is one of my values and one of my morals, and something that I love. So I would say that the fighting part it means more to me But I do love entertainment also. I do love making people laugh. That's something I enjoy, but it's not the thing that's the most close to my heart.
So you started with a heel promo, ended with a perfect baby face promo.
Oh my gosh, I guess so.
It's
Maybe
fantastic.
I'm a baby face deep down inside, deep down inside. Uh,
Fantastic. So, how can people from this part of the world who cannot attend a Battle Arts show, how can we check out? I mean, your entire this thing, wrestling journey.
well, my Instagram is where I really post everything, all my links, all my interviews, my progress, my workouts. So that is at Bianca Sophia. And there's two A's at the end of Bianca and two A's at the end of Sophia. And then my Twitter, I don't post as much on my Twitter, but I post once in a while. It's Corelli Bianca, but definitely Instagram's where I'm on Instagram like all day. It's bad. I should not be on it so much, but I love it.
Fantastic. Do you have any messages for your fans in India and Pakistan and this part of the world?
Yeah, thank you so much for supporting me and for caring about who I am. And I promise you, I will make Pakistan and India very proud as someone with family there. And thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best for your journey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This was fun.